From beyond our dimension, this is the JeffMara podcast. Here's Jeff.
Hello, everybody. Happy Saturday to you. And if you're on the other side of the planet, happy Sunday to you. It's Saturday night, as I said, and hopefully this is going to be a big night tonight. Let me just adjust this real quick. I can see my chat as well as see me and the guest. All right, we've already got 4 people waiting. I believe that Leslie Kings is already here, so we can start. And I think it's going to be Julie. We can start off with a meditation first, and then we can get into the guest. So maybe we can change the energy of this podcast and make it even more amazing than it could possibly be. All right, so we've already got 100 people here. Let's see who is here and bring them in. We've got Leslie here. And I don't see, I think it was Julie that was her name. I don't see Julie here. And also, I fixed it yesterday. I mean, last time we had this problem where if somebody leaves and tries to come back, that I was unable to get them back in, but I believe I fixed them. Leslie, can you hear me?
Yes, very well.
How are you, young man? How are you?
Thank you. Be younger and closer every day.
Good to see you this week. I think it was Julie that was supposed to come back and lead the meditation, right? That's who she popped in last time, and she said she was going to come this time. I don't see her. I see Allison Brown, but I don't think that's her.
I also talked with Julie. She just invited me for a little interview, and I mentioned for her we meet together today. So I think so she really knowing for today we enjoy together. So let us see.
We will see. All right. Gosh, if you are, I believe it was Julie. If you are not Julie, or if I'm getting your name wrong, which it's possible I am making a mistake because I've made many of them. If Allison is Julie, or if you're the one that's supposed to, we decided who's going to lead the meditation, type something in the chat. Otherwise, I may go to somebody. Oh, Julie's here. There she is. I think that's her. Let's admit Julie. So we've got, and Merlin's back too. So maybe we'll get Merlin in to do us a reading too. Hi, Julie. Can you hear me?
Hi.
All right. I like the way you. I like the way that you put those smiley faces around your camera. That's cool.
They come with the Zoom thingy. I don't really.
You know, I have something like that. I never really. There's all these apps here on the side, and now that I see you do that, maybe that's what I can do with mine. I haven't really played with it yet.
I was looking for like the spacey like background and I can find that. So the best I could do was smiley face.
That's great. It's great. All right, are you guys ready to lead the meditation? We'll try to do a 5-minute meditation. And for those of you out there that are driving or are operating heavy machinery, pause the video, wait 5 minutes, and then come back, because we don't want you to do meditation when you're doing something, like driving or operating heavy equipment. So we don't want you to, possibly get hurt. I just want to let you guys know that if that's you. Otherwise, are you guys ready to get started? Let me hear your piano, Leslie. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just let Leslie start playing, and then whenever you feel like you're ready, you can go ahead and start. All right, Julie?
Cool. I'm going to get a good minute so we can all just get in our position.
All right.
Get comfy.
And so for those of you that are new, we've been working on this for a while to start the podcast with like a 5-minute meditation to get maybe everybody in a certain frequency or vibration, so we can see, if we can raise the energy right from the beginning and get it started. And while she's getting ready, after the podcast, if you want to hang out and still chat with each other and you need a place to go, you can go to Leslie's YouTube channel, because he will be there performing And you can hang out, listen to Leslie's beautiful music, and still chat. And keep the party going.
Okay. So if we all want to just take in some nice, big, deep breaths. Feel the air coming in. Feel the air going out. Feel the air coming in. The air going out. And take a moment to just center yourself and give gratitude. What are you grateful for today? Think of all the lovely people that are in this chat with us right now doing this meditation. We're going to send them all love. You can put your hands on your heart if you want. Feel your heartbeat. And with every beat, you can send it out. Send it out to everyone in here. Send it out to everyone that you know. Send it out to everyone that you don't know. Send it out to Mother Earth. Send it out to Father Sky. Send it out to the stars and the moon and the galaxies. Know that you're not alone. No matter where you are, what you're going through, you are not alone. Know that you are loved. You are here for a reason. You have a purpose. You are perfect just the way that you are. If we weren't meant to be here, we wouldn't be. I am here for a reason. You are here for a reason. We are all here for a reason. We are important. We all matter. We all have value. We all have worth. Know that. If nothing else, know that. You are worthy. You are loved. That's all that counts. Love. I love you. I don't know you, but I love you. Thank you for being you. You're perfect just because you're you.
Julie, Leslie, thank you for that. That was fantastic. I think that was great. I'm really curious to see how that's going to affect the podcast tonight.
Cool. Hi, Leslie.
Hey, Julie.
All right, guys. Thank you both so much. I really appreciate you. And let's have a great night.
Much love.
All right. Take care. Oh, there they go. All right. So let's see. Who do we got here? Let me pull this back up. Merlin. So Merlin hasn't been here for a while. And we used to start off this podcast also with a tarot reading from Merlin. So I wonder if he's back to give us a reading. Merlin, are you back?
I am back.
Are you giving us a group reading this evening?
Yeah, I'll use the Oracle. I'm a little rusty, right? I haven't done this in a bit. So I'll draw 3 cards. like tarot, but
Mm-hmm.
or the oracle cards are different. And I'll try my best because I just got this deck today, so I'm very
Cool.
unfamiliar with it. It's the Divine Feminine Oracle deck,
Awesome.
and I think a lot of people could use balance, especially since it's been a masculine type of energy for generations. So there's a lot of men that are afraid to embrace the feminine qualities. It's not necessarily gender. It's just like a different energy state. We both possess both, right? So if we could just bring more of that feminine energy, we may be able to attain some sort of balance, and things will be a lot prosperous for us,
Mm-hmm. So for those of you that are new, Merlin usually creates 3 cards, or 3, I guess you'd say not 3 cards, but 3 piles of cards, and you choose 1, 2, or 3, and then he'll give a reading for each pile. And if you're not watching this live, it's okay because it still applies even later. Right, Merlin?
Yeah. Oh, yes, for sure. Whatever energy you're aligned to or what you need to know. So here, I want to do one that's going in not just the rest of this month, but the whole entire month of
Okay. Of
next month
March.
as well. Yes, as well.
Uh-huh.
To give people an idea of what they need to do to work on themselves and what they need to know. So we'll do 3 piles, and there's no reversing it. It doesn't matter up or down. Okay, so give it a good shuffle. Okay, again, I'm a little rusty. I haven't done this in a bit. Okay, so I'm going to shuffle. I'm going to shuffle and see what comes out first, and that'll be the first card, first pile. And whatever people resonate to out of the 3 piles I'm about to create, that's what they should go with, because that's the energy that they're aligning to right now, or their guides are aligning them to that certain pile. This one kind of came out funny, so I'm gonna go with that one. So this is pile 1. Oh wow, okay. Pile 2.
And I'll give you a little bit of background music, some more
Oh, there we go. Okay, going with the clock. That's what I always do when that happens. Okay. All right, guys. I'll give y'all some time to pick. Okay, so again, I'm gonna consider this is pile 1, this is 2, and this is 3, guys. So whatever you feel like you're drawn to, pick that. All right. So I'll give y'all like 10 seconds or so.
And by the way, while you're deciding, don't let me forget that I have my remote viewing object still on my desk, so at the end of the night, don't let me forget about that.
That's cool. I like those things. Okay, I think y'all are ready. Okay, for pile 1, let's see what it is. Okay, I can't pronounce this. I'll try my best. It's Du Shuang Jing or Si Jing. All right. Okay, it's hard for again. I just got this deck, and I'm not very good with names. But
So this is a Chinese deck or what?
no, this is what happened. Is the creator of this deck? She took goddesses and influential women in history and put them all together. So you got Mary, Magdalene, and you got Jesus' mom. You got all these different powerful women mixed into this, and you got Isis as well in it. Okay, so this says pile 1 says the mystic of peace. I am peace. When my mind is clear, the way is clear. Okay, remember that again. When your mind is clear, the way is clear. You can think better. You can rationalize your thoughts better. You can actually, focus and hone in on what you need to do. Right. So again, this is telling a lot of people clearly that you need to meditate, do or go on vacation, take your mind off of the crazy world and things, and try to find that peace so you can focus and think correctly and straight. Okay, guys. All right. So if you got 2,
Now you don't need a confirmation card for these?
oh no, not me. Some people can use or do multiple confirmation cards, but you don't have to. And I don't, usually if it's an Oracle deck, you get 1 card, and you work with that. And again, this is what we need to know going in not only this month but into to next month as well. All right.
Okay.
So this says Amaterasu. All right. The goddess of light. It says we are all sacred mirrors reflecting back the same light. All right. So pile two, you got this one. Okay. Wow. You know how they say that what we project, we get back. Like we're all co-creators in this grand experiment. Some people, like you had a guy the other day that said we're in a simulation, right? So if we are, it doesn't mean there's no God then, right? Because it's funny to me, guys, that the scientists say, oh, there's no such thing as ghosts, but we're in a simulation.
Mhm.
That's the craziest thing. It's irrational, makes no sense, contradictory, because you can have simulated ghosts as well then, if that's the case. Hologram. So that's just always that's like my pet peeve when scientists, because I know for a fact that ghosts and spirits are real. I know that. So, and it's just kind of sad they like to deny the evidence. They're like, oh, it's just those gadgets ain't working correctly, or it's hogwash, it's pseudoscience. And okay, can you come out here with one of the top ghost investigators and go on an investigation with your equipment, your team, and I challenge them to stay there for about a week until they find something, and I guarantee you they will. Okay. Ooh, okay. These I'm bad with names. Um Thecla. See it? Thecla? Can anybody pronounce that? Can you pronounce that? Thecla? Again, like I said, I'm very brand new
I'm
to
gonna
this.
guess it's Thecla, but I could be totally
Okay.
wrong.
It sounds better than what I'm saying. Thecla. I will go with that. Okay, so this says the prophetess of true power. Wow, yeah, because she's got the lion, right? Kind of like a little Ishtar energy here with the lion's strength. You can tame that strength with ease or power. It says it's okay. It says I call my power back from all times and all places. I am my own. Okay, this is about getting your confidence back. This is about getting your life back on track and taking it back. If someone has been leeching off of your energy, take that energy back. Okay, because there's a lot of energy vampires out, and we have to reclaim our power back. All right, so we can actually get back on track where we need to be going in life. That's what I'm getting from that. So that concludes so again, guys, that's going in for two. That's going in for not just this month, but the rest too is Oracle. But there's a difference between what I do with Tarot and Oracle. Okay, Oracle is like the general energy, like the most powerful, potent one. Now, when I do the Tarot readings, that's like weekly, like or what's going on for that week. There's different types of energies, but the most potent is that for what I did.
Well,
So.
the Oracle cards seem to be generally positive no matter what card you get.
Yeah. They're tailored that way because a lot of people don't like negativity, and I can understand that. But when I do tarot, it's more accurate, and regardless if it's negativity or not, I'm going to give you guys the right answer. But this energy is about connecting to the feminine, really, like because that's what's been wrong with this planet. We've lost touch with feminine. You got a bunch of men wanting to show their dominance, show how strong they are, how tough they are. And they don't, and they want to reject the feminine energy. And without that, we don't have true balance. And we're just going to keep going in the cycle of war and, division. And until we accept that energy again and to make it balanced with a masculine, that's what we're going to have, So that's how I see it. Also, I think it's a little funny. The Pentagon's like, oh, there could possibly be a mothership out there,
Wow.
That's what they said. So we got all these things happening almost like the exact same time globally, which is nuts, right? So I think it's a lot of information that we're all getting hit with at once. So this is why it's important to like pile one, find your piece, right? Pile two, whatever you project, like a mirror. What you project, you'll get back. And for the final one, reclaim your power back. Get your power back. Call it back. All right.
Marlon, that was great. Now, are you still doing readings in Discord?
Oh, I've just been so busy, but once I get settled down
Mhm.
again, because I'm gonna be relocating soon.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go out of the country in for a while soon, hopefully near future. Hopefully within the next like 6 or so months, I'll be somewhere else.
All right.
But right now, yeah, I guess I could. If someone really needs to know something, please, you can message me on Discord. I think I got to create a new account because I think I've lost everything because I got the iPhone now,
Mhm.
so I got to start over with that. So if you can, you go to my page and message the page directly there, and I'll get to you guys. It's Merlin and the Fake King's Crown, guys.
Right.
So
That's on Facebook.
yes, Facebook. You can just like message me directly, and I'll get with you guys. And I'll try to go back on Discord soon. It's just like so much has been going on with my life as well. So been kind of scattered brain lately. But I got new tattoo, guys. Look at that.
Oh, awesome. What does that symbol
Yeah.
mean?
It's a personal one, but it's got 4 intertwined with the affinity sign number 8 because I was born on 26 numerology, 6 plus 6, 2 plus 6 is 8, and my life path of 4, and I was born the 4th month on the 4th day of the week. So I
Hmm.
got a bunch of 4s and 8s as energies. So I got that right there, and also got my ear pierced too, guys. You like
Oh,
that?
cool, man. All right.
Yeah, yeah. I
Good
kind
for
of like,
you.
yeah. So yeah, just
Awesome.
living it up.
All right, Merlin. Well, thanks for coming and giving us a reading. We really appreciate you. We wish
I
you
miss
the
you
best.
guys.
All right.
I miss
Don't
you
be a
all.
stranger.
I won't. I'll be back next time.
All right. Take care.
Okay. Yes,
Bye-bye.
sir. Thank you. Bye, brother.
All right. That was Merlin. Let's give him a round of applause. Thank you for that, Merlin. All right. I kind of went out of order because I wanted to get these things in first. So now let's bring in Allison. And while she's coming, I think I need to turn off my ringer. All right. Hey, guys.
Hey, what's going on?
Jeff.
Great to see you guys again.
Happy
All right.
Saturday night.
Happy Saturday night. We've got Allison and we go by Bill or William? I forgot.
Will's fine.
Will, and they were a previous guest, and Will is a channeler, and him and Allison work together, and they're back. If you haven't seen that podcast, do you remember what podcast number that was?
Ooh, I don't.
It was exactly a month ago.
Exactly months ago.
number
So I
was
can't
it?
look it up.
It was exactly a month ago, and they're back.
I'm gonna quickly look on Allison's phone.
And and you can do that, I'll see if I can get to mine real quick. All we need really is the title.
The title was You Found Out Your Star Seed.
You found? Oh yeah, that's right.
Origin.
I found out that I'm Arcturian.
And was it Andromedan? Keep going.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. That's cool. That is so right.
Sorry,
Are you going to channel for us tonight?
if you wish, I can try to drop
Are
in.
you wanting to channel, or you've got some new information to share with us, or both, or what do you have to? What brings you in tonight? That's probably the best way to put it.
We're in the final throes of designing a book cover for Allison's new book.
Oh, great.
It's all galactic stuff. So Allison, you can talk about that.
Well, that's just always an exciting process.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the contest is closing. I have to select some finalists this evening.
Mm-hmm.
99 Designs. That's who I use. It's fantastic. I love that program. But what I wanted to address were some of the comments. I love how your viewers leave really constructive comments,
Mm-hmm.
and even some that might be considered kind of negative or non-constructive
Mm-hmm.
are still valuable. And I wanted to address a couple, if I may.
Hey, go ahead. Now, I want to remind everybody, and there may be some people that didn't even see the podcast that are here, because not everybody watches it, but you guys came and Will channeled from a galactic being, I think, from what I remember. I'm sorry if I don't remember, but I've seen 30 guests probably since
It's
you guys.
not like you don't have one every day, right?
Yeah. But I think he channeled a galactic, and then I don't remember what else we talked about. I know we talked about both of your spiritual journeys. Bill used to be in the Coast Guard, and you're an educator, right?
Yes, very good.
It's coming back.
Very good.
What else did we talk about that night?
Well, ET beings and love, and how it's not all about the galactic wars and such. It's really our Milky Way galaxy was created and founded on love for the purpose of humanity. And so I think some people forget that message when they get caught up in the ET stuff.
Right. All right. So what were some of the comments that you wanted to address?
Well, there were just a couple of concepts that I think are important as we move forward. One was a couple of people were saying, well, I'm not so sure I trust what's coming through, or doesn't sound legit. And I want to say that's really important information. I think everybody needs to go within and in their gut and start, listening to their gut and determining what they believe is truth for them. Discernment is going to be so important. There are a lot of spiritual leaders who aren't walking their talk, and a lot of fraudsters out there. And, as your viewers were mentioning, people can be tricked. And so when you're listening to anyone, go in your heart and see what it feels like. And if it's not right for you, it's not right for you. And it might be right for somebody else and not right for you, or it might be right for you at a later time. So discernment's important. And a lot of your viewers were mentioning that. And I think that's an important concept. I just wanted to.
Are you saying that there are a lot of fraudster channelers out there?
I'm sure there are. And even some that may not intend to fraud. To commit fraud or whatever, or maybe they think that what's coming through is accurate, but it just may not resonate with people. Like even some of the legit channelers may not resonate with certain people, and there's somebody for everybody.
Right.
Early on in my journey, there was a number of channelers that Allison listened to that I just could not listen to. It wasn't that. It was basically I wasn't ready to receive the messages. I would listen and it was like, oh, this doesn't make sense. Is there something that I'm not getting? But then in time, as I grew spiritually, as I grew into this, it made sense. I had started listening to them, and I could sit and listen to, their channeling. So it's all a matter of time. It's a matter of, where you are on your path, and, I may have just a slightly different view on it as far as the fraudsters or whatever, but it's the aspect of everyone is on their own journey. I mean, whether it's myself, you, or whoever else is doing this work, and how much of it that we're actually surrendering to and allowing it to authentically come through, or how much of it is being maybe influenced by the outside world. And that's that would be kind of where I'm at with it. So
now, Will, from what I remember, is a trance channeler, and you're not even aware of what's going on until you watch the video later.
That's correct. Yeah, it's a very interesting state. It's a very interesting thing that, and again, this all came about through a hypnosis process. And when that took place, I had no idea what was going on. I dropped so far into a hypnotic state that I don't remember. I didn't remember that session until I listened to it later. And that's what's progressed to this day is, and now it's through a little bit of breath work, a little bit of, internal reflection as I settle in, and who I set the intention to connecting to, that's who drops in. And for however long that might be, whether it's your higher self or a galactic or, someone's pet. So it's a varied number of opportunities that can come through.
Do you have the Zoom open? Do you also have YouTube open as well, so you can see the chat right now?
I don't have the YouTube.
We did
open.
A minute ago before we got on.
But I did want to say I am looking at the interview we did. It's the title is "I Learned My Starseed DNA."
That's it.
Yep, channeling a Syrian white light being.
Are they numbered?
Because what I think would be cool is, if you guys are up for it, is that maybe the audience will have questions for your channeling, and if you have YouTube open, then Allison can just pick and choose the questions right there in the chat and ask you, and I can.
That'd be cool.
I don't have to be a relay person telling you the question.
Yeah, audience questions. That sounds fantastic.
If anybody here it's about a 30-second delay. So if you have any questions for him to channel, go ahead and start typing them in the chat. So then by the time he's ready, your question should be there.
Awesome. Thank you, Vivian. Love you too. And while we're waiting for a few questions to come in, I did want to mention something else. You know, there was one person that mentioned that if a spiritual practitioner is paid to help people, they didn't feel like they're valid or they're of God. And, you know, therapists are paid to help people. Yeah. And they go to school for a long time. And so do spiritual practitioners. And so it isn't about paying for the gift, because the gift is of God, of course. But it's about paying them for holding space for you and for their ethical practices and for the time that they spend with you and the aftercare and the pre-care before the session and all of that sort of stuff. So it's not about paying me because of this free gift that I got from God. So that's another thing that we need to reconsider. It isn't, you know, spiritual practitioners shouldn't be impoverished. Right. I mean, they have a right to earn a living as well, right?
Right.
All right, let's see here.
So
Allison's going to be going through
what kinds of questions. You can ask anything.
So you
can ask something that's general.
Who you're going to be channeling a white lion being, right?
How about,
well,
we can do the collective, his team.
All right.
Yeah. So, and I'll say, you know, I'll just, if you don't mind, you know, I've got channelings that are out there on my YouTube channel and the collective, as well as a few other things. And that's the one thing that when I first started channeling my team, the collective, which consists of Enoch, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Michael, and Source. And one of the things that came through is anytime that the collective comes through, that's for humanity. And that is not charged. That is, there's no price on that. That's always given to the community for free. So that's why I started my YouTube channel, was to put all those channelings up. And I do that once a month as a group channeling and so forth. But interestingly, after our interview, myself and Allison and one other good friend of ours, we all sat down and we actually started doing our own podcast, which is more of just a freestyle communication, just sit down and talk about all things spiritual and just a kind of a banter back and forth, which is a really nice way of being able to get a lot of thought streams out and help others to understand kind of this realm that might be getting into it. So
for everybody out there, what is the name of your YouTube channel?
Yes, it's The Collective, channeled by William Brown.
There you go.
Just put that in the search bar and that'll come right up.
Are you getting any questions there, Allison?
Oh yeah, we have some good ones. I got some good ones down.
This is great. I'm happy that that we can all participate together. That the audience has a chance to ask questions.
For sure.
Hello, Colleen.
Well, whenever you're ready.
Yep.
We're ready.
Usually, just 1 second.
Okay.
He likes to have a little bit dimmer light so it's not so bright in his eyes.
There we go.
I love these questions, especially the alien ones. Martin, I'm talking to you.
All right. So this will be a first time using this type of a mic while I'm channeling. Usually I got something that's a little bit more dynamic. So, all right. So as long as you can hear me, I think it'll be fine. So.
Loud and clear.
All right, good. And just you let me know when you're ready, Al.
We are ready.
We are ready.
We're ready.
Okay, so before I start all of my channelings, I'm just going to ask all of our viewers tonight and everyone that's participating just to sit, get as relaxed as you can, and just take a couple deep cleansing breaths. Nice long inhale through the nose and a nice long exhale through the mouth. Do that a couple of times. Just do that a couple of times, allows all of our energies to get connected together. And as you do that, I'm going to go ahead and begin. Welcome. The collective is here for your information, knowledge, and love. What we ask of you is to sit and listen. Listen to the frequencies, the vibrations that resonate with each one of your cells. This is where your knowledge, your healing, your understanding resides, and allow this vibration to settle with you. For this moment that you have gathered around the world, this moment that you have brought all of your energies together, this exact moment is not one by chance that all of you are connected. It is not by chance that all of you are just here, connected. For each one of you have selected this moment, this time, to come into unison, into synchronization with your frequencies. For this experience, you've agreed to this in your contract. You've brought this here today for yourself. So allow these next moments to be yours, to be settled, and to experience this energy in this communication. For this is your time. And if you have questions, please ask.
Thank you so very much for your presence today. For those who have not heard the collective, can you tell us who comprises the collective, please?
The primary vibrational expressions are brought forward through Enoch, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Michael, and the Source.
Beautiful, thank you. Elizabeth R. wants to know if her operation will go well. What comfort can you bring to her, please?
It is one to settle with the physicalness of the human body, this physical aspect of self. It is to settle with it, not to be in turmoil with it. For yes, there are physical things that must take place with the human body, with the physical body itself. Whether it is this medical procedure or other aspects of the physical body itself, it is to align and understand your connection to it. For if you are in turmoil with it, if you are in discord with it, if you are out of sync with your physical body, the healing process is extended. For it is one to understand when the alignment between your energetic and your physical are synchronized. For when you are in this synchronous space, then the activities of physical actions, medical procedures, other aspects of the physical body itself begin to heal at the moment all is complete. For any medical procedure is one, yes, that is invasive into the human aspect, the human physicality. But if you can align your energetic with that of your physical and have it ready to begin the repairing process immediately upon completion of the invasive action, then it begins to heal. The other aspect of this is also to be in a synchronous state with those that are going to perform the procedures, the medical professionals, the medical aspect, not just the individual that is going to be doing the invasive procedure, but all those that surround and support. Allow yourself energetically to connect and synchronize with each one of them. and allow them to harmonize during the process. For this too is an energetic process, and allowing this to take place facilitates ease upon the body. Yes, the physical aspect must take place, but yet it is now harmonized with an energetic aspect. And then, once it's all complete and once the healing is taking place, then allow yourself release. Release from the evasiveness, release from the medical aspect of it, and allow your energetic to settle in and synchronize with the surgery, with the invasiveness, to purge out any residual physical energies that have been left behind through the surgical process. And so it is a multiple layer step, but it is to have this understanding for yourself, to synchronize with your fullness, your divine self, for this outcome that you seek.
Beautiful, thank you. And Rhonda is curious what our time frame of enlightenment. I imagine she means ascension. What is our time frame of ascension, and are ETs assisting in that process, please?
The most appropriate timeline that is now set into motion is one that has been pushed forward from several years past. It is in this 18 to 24 month period that this ascension, this enlightenment for all beings will begin. It will take place in waves, groupings of individuals, all ascending there forth from the third and fourth into the fifth dimension. It is this that will take place. And so have this understanding, but yet that is the most appropriate timeline as it stands currently. There are many factors that can quicken as well as push it further. But understand now humanness and the alignment that is within the humans here upon the planet are one that are sustaining a level of consciousness that has yet to be seen. This level of consciousness within all beings is much higher than it has in the past. This consciousness is what is propelling this 18 to 24 month period for enlightenment or ascension. This question of whether it is the extraterrestrials that are assisting in this, and the simple answer is yes. All galactic beings have a part in this ascension, for they are guiding and assisting, whether it is through your connectedness, through your galactic alignment, your galactic family, or it is that they are preparing the wave of energy that is going to help transform the ascension process.
The wave being called the event?
This is correct.
Wonderful, thank you. And Paranormal states that he or she has lost their mom, their brother-in-law, and 2 dogs in the past few months. Are those beings all together at this time? And do you have any words of comfort?
For they are all aligned and connected back in source. They are all individually aligned appropriately back in source there, aligning themselves for their next assignments. Though the dog itself, the energy, there is a residual energy of this canine, this dog that remains behind. The energetic has transitioned to the source, but the memory, the shadow of this canine still remains and is still present. Many are feeling it, many are sensing it around. It will remain for some time. It is a guide. It will remain in place to show you, point to you when others are beginning to communicate with you. For you see, this alignment with those that have transitioned is one that is quite unique. For as tragic as it has been here upon your planet for this transition within your family structure, this is an agreement. This is a contractual agreement so that they may assist you from, as you would understand, the other side. They are now a team. They are a collective team of energy that are going to assist you with opening your reception, opening your deeper reception. And they are going to guide you with a process of seeing what is not seen and not present, just what is just around the corner for you. The canine is one that is going to walk alongside you. You will feel it. It will brush your leg and you will be guided by it. And you will know when it stops that it is time to see. But what can be said is this: the time for understanding, the grieving has taken place. But now it's time to open your heart, open your awareness, for they have not left. They have just been blessed into another space for you, for they will become your guides and be present with you through this next journey.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much for that. And lastly, Fuzzy Joy has a question, and I don't know that this has an easy answer, but hopefully it's not too long. But why do bad things seem to happen to good people? And sometimes the opposite?
For this is the complication of humanity. This is the complication of the human experience. For one must understand the human experience from a greater level, not just the physicality that is here upon the planet. For it is greater than just your humanness. Your human awareness, your human construct, your human thinking is the challenging aspect. For yes, in your thought process and in your awareness, you would look upon the rest of humanity as, why does this happen to this? And why does that happen to these? Good things to bad people, bad things to good people. These are all constructs. These are all frameworks in which the human mind begins to place disconnected thought. One must pull themselves a bit further back. One must pull themselves out of their physicality and remember the beginning point. The beginning point before you've incarnated. This pre-birth plan, the contract, whatever you wish to call it. For there are those that you have agreed to interact with. There are others that have agreed to interact with others. That, from the human standpoint, is going to look as if it is, why does this bad thing happen to so many good people? Well, it all comes down to lessons. What lessons are needed to be learned? What, not from the person that is in the good, but the person that is maybe precipitating the bad aspect or the bad circumstance. Remember, the bad circumstances always involve a human, though it may be some physical activity that takes place, but there's always a human involved. And this is a contractual alignment, a process of learning. For there are many lessons that need to be learned, and if they are not learned throughout this lifetime, they will be learned again and again until the true understanding comes to light. So begin to refocus your understanding of bad things happening to good people, good things happening to bad people. And step back just a bit and realize that this is an awareness point, an awakening point for a greater understanding of a contractual agreement between you, or if it's someone else, their circumstances. What ultimately is there to be learned from it? What can you now take with you into the next life? Or what have you learned and completed in this life by understanding that? Having that as part of your knowing, your enlightenment. For when you come to the agreement and the understanding with self and the pure alignment with your divine and understanding, there are just balance. There is just balance between all individuals, all things. One thing must precipitate another. And it is that you will have a greater understanding for your future and for your enlightenment.
Good to know. Thank you so very much. And before we close, what message does Jeff need tonight, please?
For it is this thread that you create. It is this thread that unites so many individuals. It is this thread that you have brought into this existence. Therefore, you have brought this into your understanding and your space. You brought this in from your contractual alignment. You brought this in to unite multitudes of humans. You brought this and made this as an awareness for others. You are the thread that binds so many together, brings together different constructs of understanding and blends them all together as one. And for that, you are doing what you are here to do. For that, humanity welcomes you. For that, you are here purposefully. So continue to unite, continue to weave the thread amongst many. There is much that is taking place, and you are a key part of what is to come in the future.
Big goosebumps. Thank you so very much for being present with us this evening.
And thank you. As always, the collective is here for your information, knowledge, and love.
Welcome back. There were lots of questions. I'm sorry I couldn't get to them all, but I didn't want to monopolize his whole show tonight, so
Right.
I'll have to come back.
Well, thank you for that. Yeah, you'll have to come back. And Will, thank you for channeling for us.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Jeff, big goosebumps. You have such a huge mission and you're already doing it.
Well, yeah. Yeah,
It's
I mean,
fantastic.
it's a lot of, it's a labor of love. It's a lot of hard work, but then a lot of it is coming easily too on top of that. So
Awesome.
I guess I'm in the right place at the right time.
For sure. Just want to thank everybody for their beautiful comments. And I'm sorry that we couldn't get to everybody. Hopefully those answers were generalizable too and helpful to others.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, before you go, again, what is the name of your YouTube channel?
Yep. The Collective, channeled by William Brown.
All right. That's where if you want to see more of his channeling and other things going on, their podcast. And when will your book be out, Allison?
Hoping for June.
For June.
Hoping for June.
Do you have a title yet?
I actually do. It's called The Origin Story, Rediscovering Our Galactic Ancestors.
All right. Well, you definitely have to come back in June once it's out to let everybody know that, it's ready.
Absolutely. Sure. Wonderful.
That'd be
Thanks
awesome.
so much for having us on.
Thank you for coming. It was a pleasure seeing you guys again. Don't be strangers.
Okie dokie.
All right.
See ya.
Have a great one.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Yep. Bye.
All right, so that was awesome. A live channeling. That's the first for this podcast, and hopefully there'll be many more. Fuzzy Joy, thank you so much for that. Super thanks. We really appreciate it. And let's get Susie in next. Now, we tried to get Susie in last time, and we had trouble. But 2 weeks ago, she told us about how she is reincarnated, and she looks a lot like a relative of the Red Baron. And hopefully we've got it working now and she can show us pictures. Susie, can you hear me? Oh, I don't think your audio is on yet. Nope, it's still connecting. It's connecting to audio. Let me see if I have I'll let her know what's going on here so she'll understand. I'll put it up here. Waiting for audio to sync. And this is made by our own Penny Sutton here. She made me these wonderful cards. She makes greeting cards, invitations, and all kinds of stuff. So if you have a party, a wedding, or something coming up and you need someone to do your graphic artwork, be sure to say hello to Penny and see what she can do for you. All right, can you hear me, Susie?
Yes, thank you. I'm so sorry for the technical difficulty. My camera never did work again, so therefore I'm on a tablet.
Well, that's okay. Well, we've got you now. Are you able to share screen with that tablet, or are you going to be somehow, you're going to be able to show us those pictures?
Yeah, I'm going to show you the printouts. I think that'll do. Now, is this angle all right?
Yeah, works for me.
Okay, great.
Now, to remind people, you look a lot like the brother of the Red Baron from World War I. And
That's
members
correct.
of your family look like members of your family as well, which possibly you guys are a soul group reincarnating over and over again, right?
Yes, that's correct. It's astonishing. And it goes back several lifetimes. I'll just briefly, just to recap. So I'll start with this because this is really cute, because this is actually where this begins, believe it or not. Okay, as a child, I'm going to show you this cute little picture. So you tell me how it's coming across here. Just a minute.
Yeah, it looks good. You might want to come in closer if you can.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. There's like a little, looks like some kind of like a toy ride of the Red Baron.
Yeah. Okay.
Great
so
American theme park.
Yes, 1976 or thereabouts. I don't know if you can see me. I'm the one in the little white shirt. That's me. And then my brother's in the orange shirt. And then the girl in the back is my best friend to this day. She's in the purple shirt, which ironically, I found her in my other life, which I'm going to get to. She was a friend of mine. But so when it came to this, what happened, you can see me there in the pilot seat. And I had an emotional reaction in which I just became so excited, and I said, I'm going to fly this plane. I'm going to fly this plane. I have to be the pilot. And I was like, I really want it to be the red one. The part that I left out last time was that my mind said, I'll settle for the yellow one, but I really want the red one. And that's important because as it turns out, Lothar's plane was actually the yellow plane. So I thought that was really neat. And so something that I didn't mention last time also, that my dad used to tell me. Now, this is really interesting. My dad used to tell me, he says, Susie, he says, when you were a toddler, used to run around the house, flying around the house, yelling, loath, loath, loath. So I laughed. I said, Dad, was I crazy? I mean, what the heck is a loath?
Mm-hmm.
So that stuck in my mind. And if you remember, my birthday is the 4th of July, and it turned out that Lothar, he died on the 4th of July. So that's an interesting little note.
Interesting
But
coincidence.
I'm just skipping ahead. Oh, go ahead. If you have a question, that's
No,
fine.
go ahead. I was just saying that's an interesting coincidence.
It's very odd. And you know that also has to do with my third last life, which may wait until the next time. But
now, for
okay.
people the people who weren't here 2 weeks ago, Lothar is the brother of the Red Baron, who you look just like in this lifetime. And you have some connections to that life, just like we saw that toy plane and the other story that you told us.
Yeah, and I need to put this in context, okay? This is just happening to me over the last year of time, that I've been in communication with my deceased fiance since 2007 through various different means, but we're in communication every day. And you know, we did EVPs that were pretty extensive. That's a whole other topic. And then during that time, I had asked him about past lives. I was able to get a couple of answers, but it was a difficult process. And so, you know, Brandon never forgot that I wanted to know about that. So in the last year, the way it's coming through to me is I'll get these names that will just come out of no place. And I'll start saying these names. And I'm like, well, where are these names coming from? And you'll understand in a minute when I get to the next slide. But as far as the Red Baron goes, okay, so eventually I was able to piece together that I was Lothar. And I'm going to show you a couple of pictures of myself compared to him. And hopefully you'll be able to see. This is one of my favorites. And one of the things about me, you could see that Lothar, he has a fur around his neck, kind of like a fur collar.
Mm-hmm.
And I really love that. Like it's one of my favorite things is to have that fur collar around my neck. I love that a lot. So is that coming across?
Yeah, I think
clear?
it's coming across well. Thank you.
Okay, and so now I'll show you another one. And I like this one. And it's just me at various ages. I'm 52 now. So that picture there, I was like 36. This one here, I'm about 41. Lothar, he died when he was about 25. So here's another one that you can kind of, hopefully you can see that. I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. There's nothing obstructing the pictures, is there?
No, it's fine.
Okay. So that's me when I think I was about, what did I say, 41?
Yeah, it says 41.
Okay. So I kind of like that one too. But this is the one that really, you know, is probably going to get people because this is the one that did it for me. And this is actually, I love this picture of Lothar, really. I really love this picture here. So you can kind of see, you know, we have the same eyes. We have the same, you know,
it's like the same mouth.
Yeah, we really do. It's really amazing. And so now I'm going to show you. So I'm sure people would be curious because.
Let me stop you for 1 second. Oh, now, your fiance or your brother you feel like was the Red Baron?
Well, that's what I'm going to show you right now. Okay, so here, this is an artwork that, okay, the father of my daughter is Chad. And we always tease him. We call him the man in black because he literally only wears black. And we have our daughter together, Gloria. Now, my fiance was his best friend, Brandon. Okay, so I'm going to show you this artwork. This is from like 25 years ago. This is when they were young. If you can see this, they did this artwork. And I used to marvel at it because I was like, this reminds me, of course, of the Red Baron. And I would ask him about it. So this is Chad in black, the man in black. And if you can see, Brandon's over here. So, you know, this was just a fun artwork that they did. So my fiance is in the background. Now I thought that Brandon would have been the Red Baron. He's wearing the red shirt and everything. But when I asked him, he told me no. So I was very confused. I was like thinking, huh. And then Jeff, when I thought about it, I asked him, I said, is it Chad? I mean, he said yes. And I lost my mind. I said, it's Chad. So as far as the universe goes, Chad was the Red Baron. And he's a magnificent being. And I'm going to tell you right now that his personality is identical to the Red Baron, as well as my own is identical to Lothar. There's no question about it. And you know, the whole point of knowing about this is everybody can know about their past lives if they ask. We are in ascension process. Open yourselves up to that, because what it's done for me is it's integrating my being. Okay, it's taking all the things that I've thought about in life, and it's like putting them together. I'm understanding my relationship with my father and different people, and so it's a very integrating experience. Okay, so this will be, so this is Chad, and this is Manfred. The Red Baron's name is actually Manfred, so Manfred von Richthofen. Hopefully that's coming across there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then I'll show you another one. Okay, this is a good one. This is one of my favorites. Hopefully. So there we are. There's another one. I like this one because you can see the cheeks, you can see the eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And so then, you know, like I said, as far as finding my soul family, I come to find out that our daughter was Nurse Kate, because Manfred suffered a brain injury. He suffered a bullet wound in one of his flights. And Nurse Kate, you know, she put him back to health. So I'm going to show you a picture of my daughter and Nurse Kate. Let's see if we can get that in there. Now, see, I've had this confirmed many different ways. This is what's funny, because this is a different way of finding out about your past lives, okay? I didn't just remember all of this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Little clues were given to me, names. It's just serendipitous, Jeff, that this is all available on the internet. Like, it's astonishing to me. I have to laugh. Someone in the chat was named, I have to think of it now, just a minute. Oh, Nobody Special. And he says, well, how come, you know, we aren't poor, humble peasants? Well, yes, I was. Trust me, I've had many lives in which not very flattering. So we have technology. So of course I can go back a couple hundred years. I don't think I could go back any further. So anything that would be further out would be very difficult, and not necessarily even infamous or famous. I mean, that's really neither here nor there when you think about it.
Do you think do you think that most of the time we resemble the people from our past lives physically?
Most of the time. This is what's really interesting. So I found Brandon, which I'll tell you about him in just a second, because I want to wrap up Lothar first. But Brandon does not, he's kind of a shapeshifter. He doesn't look exactly like himself, except for a couple that I found that were like right on the money. But the other two, I'm like, wow, that doesn't, but I know that it's him because he's told me. So I, you know, my vibe is, yeah, it is him. But we don't always look alike, but there's always something about us, something, and it's usually in the eyes. That's the most. But this is really, okay, so, you know, I watched the movie The Red Baron, and this is what really blew me away. Okay, I'm going to show you something. This right here, it's just a piggy bank, okay? But my point is, the swan is Brandon and our symbol. It's our symbol, okay? And I'm going to show you something. So he was watching the movie with me from Spirit. He really wanted me to watch the movie, The Red Baron. And so we were watching it together. And I got the feeling like he kept like being excited. Like, I want you to see something. I want you to see something. And I'm like, okay, what am I going to see? Right. Because of course I've never seen the movie. And then Jeff, I saw Lothar's plane, and I felt I would have fallen on the floor. So I took a snapshot. It's kind of funny because it's from a movie, but, and hopefully you can see this, but if you look close, it's not a very great picture. But there's literally a swan on Lothar's plane. And I just was, this is unfathomable, because Brandon's last name is Swan. And that is our symbol. My ring is swans. So anyway, so that was about Lothar. You want to talk about Bob for a minute?
Sure. Who is Bob now?
Okay, so the the second life, so before I was Lothar, I found out I was Bob. I explained to you in the last video, and that was a long story how I found about Bob. I went in my room and was dancing around and saying Bob all over the place. And then, of course, I saw the sign that said Ford, and I said my name was Ford, but, so all the names were coming to me, all these names. And then the fact that I was sitting at my desk talking to my friend Heather, and when I got off the phone, I said, well, I was a train robber. Now, it made me mad, probably because that life it was an Old West life. I call it kind of a misery. They were from Missouri. And anytime I say Missouri, I always say misery. I never say Missouri. I say misery. And so I was like, okay, so I know I'm a train robber. And then I'm thinking, okay, so what do I do with that? And I thought about Billy the Kid, and then I thought about Jesse James. So I said, I'll look up Jesse James. And now this picture of Heather is not that great because there's tape on it and all this stuff, but it should be good enough that you should be able to see. Let me fold it up so you can see this. So the girl that I was talking to on the phone, when I got off the phone with her, I started looking up Jesse James, and I looked up Jesse James' wife. So I don't know if you'll really be able to see that very clearly because there is tape on her face. But when I saw this picture, Jeff, see, the thing is, my mind had very difficulty comprehending. I knew this is Heather, and she really held her physical form from that life to this life. And I knew it, and I called her. And remember, I told you that I was singing that song, Jesse's Girl. And that's when I knew, and I said, Heather, you were Jesse's girl. Because she was married to Jesse James. So then when I got online, I was trying to figure out who I was. And then, of course, I came across Bob Ford, the coward who killed Jesse James. So here's a picture of me, and here's a picture of Bob.
Oh, it's interesting.
Yeah, this one really gets to me. But can you see it in the eyes?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's in the eyes. The soul is in the eyes, Jeff.
That's pretty cool. That's so awesome. Thank you for sharing that with us.
Yeah. If I could, I'll just show you two more real quick because I didn't get a chance to tell you that. So my father, Peter, was Albrecht, and so my father in this life was Lothar and Manfred's father in Germany in World War I. That was Albrecht. He was the original Baron. That's where the title the Baron comes from. That was my dad. And this, I don't know if you'll be able to see. I know it's hard. I'm sorry that if the pictures aren't good enough, but that's my dad, and that's Albrecht.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I see the resemblance.
Yes, but the previous life when I was Bob, my father was Jesse James' brother, Frank James, and there's no doubt in my mind and you're not going to see my father's picture hardly at all, but this is Frank James. I don't know. So I apologize. I don't have a better picture of my dad, and the printer wasn't good, but this is Frank James, and I'm going to tell you right now, I recognize because my father has the curve. This is basically my dad's soul, and it makes a lot of sense.
I wonder who Jesse was.
Well, here's the thing. I'm not going to say that this person is Jesse, okay? But Heather's nephew by marriage, okay? I found the picture and I told her, I says, does this look like your nephew? She screamed, and I said, oh boy. Well, I'm presuming that it's her nephew, and because here's the interesting part. The history of Jesse James, he died, he was still a criminal in his mind, right? So he took that into this life. So the person that's Jesse James today is still a criminal, okay? He robbed a Comcast in 2007, and he did years in prison, and he's still doing things he shouldn't be doing. So I think the lesson to learn from this is, however you die in this life, you're going to take all of that with you to the next one. So that's why we need to heal in this life. We need to learn our lessons, because if whatever we don't learn, we're going to take it to the next one and the next one until we get it right. So Unfortunately, you know, the soul of Jesse James is still...
He's still out there.
He's still doing not too good.
Well, Susie, thank you so much for coming and sharing your
welcome.
pictures with us. I really appreciate you. I have to run.
And I just have a question.
Got a lot of people looking.
Would you like me to come back
Sure.
At another time to share with you the third life?
Yes. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay. Well, thank you for letting me share that. I really appreciate it. It seemed to work out all right.
Yeah, it worked. All right. Thank you, and have a great rest of your weekend.
You too. Good night.
Bye-bye. All right. I need to say these real quick. I've got to thank a couple people here for the super thanks. I want to say thanks before we bring in the next guest. Spain Man, thank you for that super thanks. And my paranormal, thank you for that super thanks. We really appreciate that. All right, let's bring in Adam. And Layla McCain.
How are you, sir? Long time no see.
Oh, hello. And Layla, thank you for that super thanks.
I haven't seen you for a long time, bro.
How are you, Adam?
I'm good. By the way, your Discord just like, I can't go to your Discord anymore.
Really?
Literally, I can't anymore because I wanted to join your Discord, but they kicked me out.
Maybe were you causing trouble?
I did not do any trouble with that, but I want them to, like, I want to go back in it.
All right. Well, I'm gonna get my wife to put you back in Discord, but make sure we're gonna try to get you back into Discord, but make sure you're not doing anything that makes people angry or posting crazy stuff.
No, but I didn't do anything wrong. That's the problem. But they just want to kick me out for no reason because they think I'm underage, but I'm 19.
You're 19?
But I want you to tell them to, like, I want to go back on it because I want to stay on your link on Zoom. That's why I'm here.
All right. We'll put you back in. Would you have anything else that you want? Have you ever seen a UFO or a ghost, or you have something paranormal you want to share with us?
Why, are you interested in ghosts or something? Or
that's what this show's about, the paranormal. Aliens, ghosts, Bigfoot.
Go fuck yourself.
Oh man, that's why we deleted him from the actual Discord. That's okay. I don't think that one curse word will ruin this. Will ruin the stream, but that's why people get deleted from the Discord. We have to remember his name so when he comes back that we will know not to get him.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
What?
I think his name's Adam.
Internal?
Right. Well, eventually that's going to happen, you know, once we get super big and we get like 1,000 people or 10,000 people in the chat. You know, there's going to be trolls that are going to come, and that's what can we do, you know? It's not a perfect system yet. So, anyways, Natasha's here. Let's see what's going on with Natasha.
Hello.
There you are. Hey, Natasha. How's it going?
It's pretty good. And I should almost follow the guy that was channeling because that's what I wanted to talk about a little bit, was about healing the body.
All right, great. What do you got for us?
Well, you know, I had an experience on Wednesday where I have a tree nut allergy. And a lot of us spiritual people and day-to-day people have things that go on with their bodies, right? And a lot of us get into the trauma of it instead of rising up with it. And, you know, that's one thing that, you know, the lady that was having a surgery and stuff like that I know, like my dad, when he went in for his surgery, he really went in with the intent of healing. And even the doctor said they've never had anybody who didn't bleed. Like he didn't bleed.
Wow.
You know, that he actually, you know, kept his blood and all that kind of stuff. And it was amazing that, you know, we can do a lot of healing work when we're going into our traumas. and those kinds of things.
Hmm.
And it's amazing because I know that, a lot of us are going through near death experiences. We're getting a lot of spirit work done. Our bodies are ascending into a higher vibration, and then that's causing a lot of illness, I'm going to call it, or disheartedness with our bodies.
Hmm.
And it's amazing when we can work with our bodies that how do we go with it? And my intention this year was to be oneness. And it's been amazing how those, when you have an intention, how those experiences come forth
Hmm.
to show you how to be in oneness with your life.
Hmm.
And so with that I had an experience where I have a tree nut allergy that, I can't touch it, can't eat
Wow,
it.
you're very
And
sensitive.
yeah, and now I can't even breathe it. So I
Is it,
used to be able to be in a room with it and, the tree nuts, almonds, walnuts, and that kind of stuff. And I used to be able to be in there and just be on the other side of the room. This time I walked in and got a bad reaction.
hmm, I,
You know,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
no, 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 that's okay. This is a conversation.
No, I was going to say I've had an NDE guest one time that he basically died and had an NDE due to I think he was allergic to peanuts.
Yeah, and a lot of those allergens can do that. And I know for me that I had a coughing fit and kind of got myself righted because I know my body. I know exactly what it hit and that kind of stuff. And I kind of did something for about an hour and a half. And I started walking down the hallway. And when I walked up to the door to where I had this situation, I knew I wasn't going to go in. But somebody came through the door and there was this like blue energy smoke. It's the only way I can explain it.
Hmm.
It was kinda like this energy, and I see energy, and I see what's happening, and I saw the smoke, and it was coming to me, and at the time, I'm asking the question, "Is this something paranormal, bad for me?" Because in a school, you get demons, you get, bad energies, you get all these things, and I heard, "No," and then it was like, all of a sudden, my lungs started restricting, and
Hmm.
I couldn't breathe.
Hmm.
You know, and luckily the teachers, because I work in elementary school, that, I walked into the teacher's nurse's office and, she just was watching me do things. And I'm sitting here going with my lungs. And like I said, my intention was to go with oneness. And when you're in oneness with your life, it's like the tide, it's like a breath. It's breath in, breath out. So it was interesting because I was observing myself, my lungs restricting, my lungs needing to heal, and I was asking my lungs to heal. I was asking those tissues because I could tell exactly energetically where those particles of the tree nut was settling in my lungs, right?
Hmm.
And so I was coming up then it was kind of coming up a little further and after I got the Benadryl, because you have to do the logistics sometimes.
Yeah.
That it was interesting because as I was working inward, I would look outward and I would look at the nurse's face and see her expression of worry. And then I would look at the other people around me and see their expression of worry. And then I would come in with my body. So I was being oneness. I was being outside, inside,
Hmm.
inside. And it
Uh-huh.
was interesting to be in this observation of I can't breathe, but yet I see what's happening. And but there was this energy of healing that came forth with me. And, it's been interesting because I've done a bunch of healing on myself and I've spent many lifetimes being cloaked, shamed for who I was,
Hmm.
deemed negative, hung, poisoned, all these things. And I really worked hard in this lifetime to shine my light. So the universe is saying, okay, where can you shine your light? But in the school system that you've been deemed dyslexic, stupid, nobody, because you're too kind, you're too nice,
Hmm.
you know? And so now the universe is making me shine my light in ways that are unique to saying, okay, I have to persevere here. Yes, I have to do this. So going through that experience of knowing my lungs needed to be healed, my body needed to be healed.
Hmm.
Well, later I ended up going to the hospital
Hmm.
and they said, you don't have any, you know, you got 100% saturation in your blood, even though I couldn't breathe. I was, I couldn't breathe. They said you had 100% saturation in your blood of air, and I didn't have any repercussions in my throat, even though I still couldn't breathe and my lungs hurt.
Interesting.
And it's amazing when you can do this work, when you have these doorways and people having surgeries, people having these NDRs, people having even just a broken arm. If they go in and picture the tissue rewiring to the new knowings of this universe, use these opportunities, especially people with brain injuries. If they go in and have their guides and everybody and angels do their work to update it to the new knowings of our universe, the new technology that's coming in, what a greater gift if they can do that. And I know for me, my lungs now, even though they're a little bit tender and they're still doing their negotiation with energy, and I've done some past healing doing this work too. There's a lot of, I'm now being able to be seen differently because I had to send an email out to my whole school saying, excuse me, please don't have any tree nuts in the school, and if you do, it's my responsibility, but can you please make sure they're closed up and wipe down the counter, and so it was that, eat what you want, but please respect me.
Wow. I wonder if wearing masks for you, just like what we've all been wearing for the past couple of years, prevents you from breathing it in the air.
I know that it wouldn't. There's been, I've been in situations where I've had like my arm, really over my face, and I still get interacted with it. It's the particles that come through. It's an interesting knowing that I can see what these particles are here to teach me and here to help me come to a higher vibration. And so I'm not being punished by it, but I'm knowing that this is kind of an updating of my body, and it's just respecting the 3D world at the same time respecting where I'm going energetically.
Wow.
And just like the person who was channeling was saying that, it's about coming to this higher vibration, looking at what it is. It's not negative or positive. It's this or that. And how can you work with this or that? It's the breath in, it's the breath out. It's the ocean, the tide out, the tide in. How can you breathe out with knowings? How can you breathe in with your self knowings? And that's how we can be more in oneness with our life.
That's amazing. Natasha, now, what is your YouTube channel?
It's Natasha Venter AC. Kind of changed the name to shorter. So it's Natasha Venter AC.
All right. So if you guys want to see more what Natasha is putting on her channel, you can go check it out. Do you have anything else that's going on that you want to share before I got to go to the next person?
Well, I'm going to be on my show. I'm going to be having some really tremendous guests. I'm going to be having a major medium on my show here at the end of April. And on Monday, we're going to be talking about how do you, it's about, what is our world really teaching us? What is it really, taking this experience I had and really going into the deepness of why do bad things happen to good people? Why do things like this negotiate our story, and how can we become more in oneness with the negative that happens to us instead of being punished by it?
Wow, amazing that the channeler talked about that tonight too.
Yeah, and I was like going, synchronicities, they all are
totally
yeah, because our bodies are going to be going through a lot, and it's going to be an interesting process having these vibration of our bodies be more in alignment with our soul walk.
Yep. Natasha, I wish you massive success with that. I've got to run. Have a great rest of your weekend, and I'll see you later.
You too. Blessings to you. Thank you for letting me be here.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
And that was for Natasha. All right, up next is Raphael. So let's see what's going on with Raphael. And this is a busy night tonight. I mean, we're already at what time? I just thought I saw 8:30. So the night is moving along. Hey, Raphael, how's it going?
Yeah, great, thank you.
Weren't you gonna go to like Paris or somewhere?
Sweden.
Did you go?
I was in Sweden my girlfriend Linda.
Yeah, did you go?
Yeah.
Oh,
We went.
great. What did you have? I think you were gonna, there was something special about Sweden, and we were wanting to know what happened when you were gonna buy a dream house. Was that it?
Castle.
A castle. Did you get a castle while you were there?
Well, not yet, but we got the key to the treasure. But we found some keys for castles.
Oh, perfect. Perfect.
Yeah.
I thought you had some other connection to Sweden for some reason.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you know, I had in when I was able to see some of the one of my parallel lives or past lives.
Yeah. Were you a Viking or what?
Viking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a Viking in Sweden.
Awesome. So
yeah,
what do you got
yeah.
So what do you have to share with us? The trip, or you got some? Did something happen to you on the trip, or what?
About the trip. I was going to talk about the trip.
Great.
And then a little bit, and then kind of because the trip I was open because I remember you telling me, oh, maybe you'll be able to see your parallel life.
So did you see it?
I didn't see it, but something else happened. Oh, sorry. I hear with Linda, my girlfriend. So yeah, we went to the gym. We ended up going to the gym, and it was in the old town in Stockholm, Galveston. And then when we went to the gym, at the bottom of the gym, they had a vault. So it used to be a bank. It used to be like the federal bank of Sweden.
Okay.
So it turned into a gym, and then so we went inside the vault, and then I kind of sat there and just connected to the whole energy of the money at the vault at that place, and I traveled back in time. I was able to time travel, and then I went to back like I don't know, like early 1900s, and I saw all the people. I went outside, and then I saw. I mean, I was inside the vault down there, but I projected to the space of all the people walking, with horses, and then the people coming into the bank.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah, so that was pretty amazing. So so I was able to time travel within that back in time into the time when it used to be a bank.
So do you think you used to be a banker in another life?
Bank robber. I didn't think about
or a bank robber, like she said. Maybe it is a bank robber because you're having an emotional reaction about this. I think she's spot on.
I know. Oh, it's funny too because I ended up taking only cash on the trip because I was afraid I was not gonna have enough. Like I don't know, my credit card wouldn't, my debit card wouldn't work.
Yeah.
So then I only took cash with me, and then but it was kind of funny because we ended up taking all the cash when we were in the vault. But I think I'd like to share a little more about the whole in my experiences, the whole thing with time travel.
All right.
As you which was again I just share with you an experience. I was able to time travel to the 1900s, and so as we start having an awakening, or as we start having raising our vibration, our frequency, again, for me personally, the way to raise your vibration, your frequency, is through kind of like trying to meditate, and also trying to keep your vibration, your frequency as high as you can. Okay. So leaving maybe a lot of the negativity or this this energies out of your space. So truly focusing on the positives and everything, and that's how I believe that you're able to transcend into this meditation or transcendental state of consciousness, that then you can start having these revelations or these experiences that are able to take you to your higher self, that at different dimensions, because within time and space it's all simultaneously, and I haven't been able to travel in this time space, in this linear time. I mean, this where we are in this lifetime. So I have been able to travel to the past and to the future as well. And like one of the times here in San Diego, I was walking at the there's a little trail here in La Jolla, and I was walking, and all of a sudden I time traveled to like maybe the 1500s, and I saw the Native Americans that were living there, And so then I time travel into like, you know, 500 years ago, into the 500s, 1500s, and the Native Americans that were there saw me. So it was really interesting. So it was just one experience that I was able to time travel in this, you know, this linear timeline. And then also within parallel lives as well. That's another way. Recently, you know, I've been able to realize that as we start connecting more to our higher selves, then that's when you start having access, you know, more to those parallel lives. And I saw myself, my higher self, uh, kind of like at the top here, and the parallel lives at the bottom. And I was able to see them, you know, from like, and then I realized that each one of those parallel lives, again, you know, they're all happening at the same time, and then you can start having access to those lifetimes, and it's possible to start traveling into those different parallel dimensions, or not dimensions, but you know, universes or lifetimes, and that we're also able to bring and extract fractions of yourself from those parallel lifetimes. And so, for example, you could say, okay, from this lifetime, you know, I'm going to start bringing into, because it's all you, right? They're all you.
Right.
So then from this lifetime, I'm going to extract this ability of heal, you know, becoming a healer. So then you can extract, because that is really you. That's just a fraction or a trait of your higher self. So then you can extract that into this lifetime, right? Because this is, they're all you, really. So we can start having access to the different parts of ourselves, different in either abilities, or I'm starting to realize too, it can be either in places, you know, like let's say, you know, I lived in Sweden, you know, so I was a Viking, so I can start now. I'm pulling that energy where I'm able to bring that fraction of me living in Sweden, and I'm bringing it to this time and space, so that in this lifetime as Raphael, I'm moving now to Sweden. You see, so it's like, so, and then also like maybe in one of my lifetimes, I mentioned in your show too that I was a king, and that Linda was she was my queen. So we were like, we're somewhere in Europe, probably France or something, and we have so then, you know, so then I can also go into that lifetime, and then I can also extract some of that, maybe you know, the castles, right? Because we're really right now, we're somehow the universe is telling us that we want to buy castles. And so now, you know, so then I tell her, okay, let's really start going into this higher state of consciousness, where we can start tapping into those parallel lives where we were, you know, a king and a queen, and then we had our castles. So then it's now what I'm trying to do is like kind of like elevate my consciousness, my higher self, at that state of consciousness where I'm able to see, you know, those parallel lives, and then like, okay, in this lifetime, you know, I was a king, and you were my queen, and we had a kingdom, and we have castles. So let's start bringing those castles from into within time and space into this reality. So I'm starting to this is something recently that I'm you know, it was kind of revealed to me through my higher self, that it's possible to start bringing fractions of ourselves from parallel lives. So it could be abilities, it can be objects, it can be yeah, just different things that you can, you know, you if you want to bring it to this time and space, into this one lifetime,
And
it's actually possible.
maybe that's the explanation for child prodigies.
Yeah.
You know, that's somehow they're doing it. Now, some people, I think, do what you do with parallel lives by channeling, but how are you able to get in connection with your higher self? Are you meditating to do that, or what?
And you know, for me personally, it just has happened spontaneously. But I believe that yes, of course, it's through meditation. It's through meditation, and it's through, you know, feeling it, that being in that state of peace, of you know. So that's the meditation will definitely help everybody. You know, I'm saying this is something that everybody can have access to. There's nothing special, you know. And I mean, it's just people are able. Anybody can start having, if they want, of course, you know. I mean, at the same time, I tell Linda, I mean, you got to be ready, because you know, start seeing some of those lifetimes, you know, it can be overwhelming. It can be people can think like I'm going crazy, you know, because you know, you start seeing, I mean, you know, as you see yourself, you're a king, or I mean, it's some pretty out there stuff, you know, or I mean, I've seen different ones that I mentioned before. I was a Viking, or I was a soldier, and I was a slave.
Well,
So
have
I
you
mean, there's
reconsidered your whole Swedish heritage now, or Denmark, or wherever you went, because now you thought you were there as a Viking, but now you are also there as a banker or bank robber. So you've been there twice.
Yeah. Maybe you're right. Maybe I was a banker there. I mean,
bank robber.
No, not bank robber, banker. Yeah, so maybe you're right. Maybe somehow I was able to travel, and I was there like at the bank, like I was actually the one giving the money. It was kind of weird. You're right. I mean, I just thought that somehow I was just there, but I was probably a banker. You're right. He's right. Maybe I was one of the bankers there. And yeah, it's just something that, it's something that through meditation and through being in that state of peace of mind where you're trying to try to leave the negativity. Just trying to let go of all the negative stuff and try to let go of all the resentment, whatever things happen in life, and it's about forgiving and letting go and focusing on the things that you really want. Like, okay, what do I want? Well, I like to have these experiences. Okay, well then, try to stay in that space of mind where you're you're in a peaceful state of mind, and then start being aware. I think being aware of all this information is crucial, and it's so important, because I think that's how I started having my out of body experiences. Because when I lived in Germany, I used to volunteer with visually impaired people, and they're the ones that told me that they were having out of body experiences. I didn't even never heard about that before in my life. But as I became aware of of this, then I started having the experiences. So I think this is incredible what you're doing, because we're putting all this information out to the world, right? To people,
right,
that anywhere in the world, people are having access to this information. So as long as they're start having access, and they're aware that all these experiences are, at your disposal, or there can be, if you want them, of course, like, that's not for everybody, but if you want that they're there, then it's something that is definitely possible, and it's fascinating. I mean, you gotta be also open to all these experiences, because like I said, they're pretty far out as well, And,
Yep.
and then we have a key right here. One
Oh,
of the
wow.
keys from
A
this
key
is
to the
actually one of
castle.
the key to the castle.
The treasure.
No, this is actually to the treasure, like where they kept all the treasures, kind of like the treasure chest. This is one of the actual keys from we bought it in Gamla Stan in the old town, and we met this guy that I'll let Linda say it. And tell them about the guy we met.
Well, we were trying to select different keys, and then we were actually looking at some other keys to open the castle. I mean, we thought they were, door keys.
Yeah.
And then he's like, no, you should get this one. This is like from the 1700s, and it's a treasure chest key. And then so we bought it, and we bought it for about $50.
Wow.
500 kroners. And then he said like that was like a steal. We should have paid about $200 for this key. So, and then we actually, right after we had bought it, we went across the street, and there was a little hotel there. And then somehow we just wanted to walk in there and, check it out. Maybe we would stay there another time when we visited. And then inside there, they actually had a treasury chest in that. Like, it was behind glass though. We were like, hey, do you guys sell this? Or we asked in the reception. And they were like, no, we don't. But so we were like totally plugged in, and we had the key, and we saw the treasury chest, and we're like, yeah, we're just getting closer to the castle. I mean, and we stayed at the Castle House in Old Town in Stockholm. And then that's like 2 blocks from the real royal castle in Stockholm.
Wow.
And then we had actually, we were there for 2 weeks, and we had basically one magical moment after another. It was just like, everything was like instant manifestation. It was pretty incredible. And then, so we're just going to keep that going. And then we're going to move back this summer.
Awesome.
Yeah,
the magic goes.
I never do this, and take this with a grain of salt. But for some reason, I got a vision that you guys were pirates together. For whatever that's worth.
It's exactly.
If that makes any sense to you, then there you go.
Yeah.
But that's somehow I got that.
Anything
That came to me.
exciting.
Yes.
Nice.
Well, listen, guys, I've got to run. I've got people waiting on me. But thanks for sharing your trip with us, and I'm glad you guys made it safe. And don't be a stranger.
Okay, Jeff.
I'll
Thank
take
you
care.
so much.
Bye bye,
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Take care.
Bye.
All right. Give a round of applause. And this is a busy night tonight. Next, we got Fuzzy Joy. And before I bring her on, I think there was someone else I needed to say thank you to. Let me scroll back up here and see where we're at with that. Did I have to thank somebody else? Oh, maybe not. All right. Well, let's bring in Fuzzy Joy, also known as Joy. And Joy has actually been a guest of mine before. She's had NDEs, as well as her brother. And she's on her way here. Oh, can I be last, please? Okay, we'll let you be last. So let me put you back into the waiting room. And then we'll go to Vanessa. And Vanessa's also been a previous guest. So it's previous guests tonight. We have a lot of previous guests. Now, Vanessa is in Puerto Rico. So we'll see what's going on in Puerto Rico and what she's up to. And if you want to join me, in the description below is the Zoom. It will let you be last. So let me put you back into the waiting room. And Vanessa, can you mute the YouTube? I think you got it. Yeah. So the Zoom room ID and password are in the description below. You just go to Zoom, you click join a meeting, and then you enter that information, and here you'll be. And we'll see. Here she is. Hey, Vanessa.
Hi, Jeff. How are you?
Great. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Fine.
All right, I'm good. What? You have some nice crystals back there. Looks like you have an amethyst and a salt rock.
Exactly. Yeah, I have them all around.
That's great. That's great.
Important to have them right now with all that's going on out there.
We need them right now.
Yes. More than ever.
What do you got to share with us this week?
Some science trivia.
Some science trivia.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
What is that?
About what's going on right now. Never before. You know that there's a lot going on this month. This month is a very transcendental month for all of us. Because never before the planet, our beautiful planet, had been bombarded with so much light from the cosmos.
So if we're getting bombed, okay, with light, you're saying from the cosmos.
Yes. And obviously, since I'm always explaining that we are all energy and we're electromagnetic beings, right? And this material that encompasses everything there is will react to that light, to those electromagnetic forces that are being showered on us right now. So this is why a lot of people are going to be awakening at this time. A lot of people are going to be experiencing a lot of paranormal experiences. A lot of people are going to ascend in spiritual paths. A lot of people are going to be transforming, healing. A lot of revelations are going to come out all across.
Well, there are 8 billion of us on the planet right now. So do you think that we're all here to witness something big that's going to happen soon?
Oh yes, definitely.
It's either going to be an ascension or the end of a simulation or something.
Yeah. We're being thrusted into the 5D.
Okay.
The fifth dimension, and the fifth dimension, or density, however you want to see it, it's all about us acting in the authenticity of our hearts. So because of the light, of so much light, right, the particles that we have in the atmosphere right now, and how we will react to that is that everybody's going to be pushed in some way in their life to transform, to ascend, to move a step forward in their life. And there are going to be a lot of people that also are going to resist that.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to see things, the planet, the world cleaning up, doing a cleansing, and obviously this is for good, because for the good things to come, we need to clean up our stuff, right? So it's the perfect time for people to open up and don't resist in their life, because obviously if they resist, they're gonna be experiencing a lot of uncomfortable stuff going on with them, and it's not gonna look good in their life. So my suggestion is to open up and let go of what is needed in your life, and progress and open up to a higher level of consciousness.
Are you saying to surrender to the ascension?
That's correct. We should always surrender. Should always, because there's no way we're gonna win ever. We're made of that material, okay, of that plasma material, and it reacts to electromagnetic field and forces that are always all around us. We're engulfed, right? We're submerged. So there's no way, and plus we're made of that also. So we cannot hide from it. And although we may want to resist and control our life in some ways, we won't be able to, because that energy is gonna prevail, always is gonna prevail. So the best thing for us to not experience a difficulty in our lives and sickness in our life, and this is right, is to open up and be able to look at the lessons that we must learn, right? And flow with it rather than resist it. That's the best way. And accept the healing that's going to bring into our lives.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
You mean that's a big thing that I see to people who have NDEs is when they surrender to their possible death. That's when they have the NDE. So there's some kind of lesson out there that maybe is for all of us about surrendering.
Definitely. I don't know if you remember when I went through, if you remember my story, my particular story, but yeah, surrendering was a big deal, because we're always trying to control life and our outcomes, and our purpose here is far larger than what our mind tells us that, about the things that we should or should not do, or how we should do it. So our soul is going to push us always to accomplish that. And that's the part of us that prevails, that doesn't die. So there's no point in fighting it. There's no point in fighting it. But yes, a lot of enlightenment because of this light. So a lot of revelations and things are going to be seen. So it's a great moment to practice connecting, right? Connecting and balancing our chakras, balancing our energy fields, protecting ourselves also, because it's going to be wild, and it's going to be, for us empaths, perhaps people are feeling right now that all that energy, people that are sensitive to energy will experience it, like perhaps feeling very tired, with feeling very, very tired, like fatigued, and wanting to sleep a lot. And it is because of this, because of the electromagnetic fields and forces that are going on right now. And so we need to heal. That's and it's the best moment to leave behind whatever we need to leave behind in our lives.
Yeah. Well, Vanessa, thank you for coming and sharing. I got a couple people waiting on me here. I appreciate you. Now, if you guys want to see more of what Vanessa's up to, what is your YouTube channel and what's your website?
Evo Life 360.
Vivo Life 360. That's your YouTube channel and website. They're both the same name.
Yeah, but the website right now it's not open yet. It's only the Facebook and YouTube channel. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Evo Life.
Evo Life. That's right. EVOLIFE.
Of evolution. Yes.
Yes. There you go. All right. So that's where it is, guys. If you want to check it out, Evo Life.
So love and light to everybody. Thank you so much.
Yes. Thanks for coming and sharing. We'll see you later.
Okay. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
I was trying to get my applause to work. Oh, you know, it is working. I unplugged my ear. I have to wear 2 different headphones. There it is. One for the sound effects and one for talking. Oh, a top notch. Thank you very much for that. Super thanks. I really appreciate it. And it says, like the old saying, let go and let God. All right, so Fuzzy Joy wants to be last. So let's bring in Mr. Cake and see what he's up to. And I wish I could get it to play. I probably could. I got something special for you, Stephen.
Well, hello there.
I've got something, well, I don't know. I don't know if I should be playing it or not. But anyways, I have this Star Wars app, and it's Obi-Wan saying, hello there.
Well, hello there. Fun to use in a desert is horrible, darling. You don't want to be out there. Want to be out in the snow.
Is it still snowing up there? It is,
yeah,
isn't
it was a blizzard today.
A blizzard today.
And I recorded. I tried to upload it. Wasn't working, so I'll do it later. I went out for a walk.
Mm-hmm.
I do a walk and talks with God.
Mm-hmm. That might be that might be interesting to do a walk and talk right in the middle of a blizzard.
Yeah, I do it, and then you can see me interacting with trees. I give a hug to a tree, and then saying hi to dogs and people out there.
Uh-huh.
And God takes over my voice. So this is God speaking. Let's set up channeling. Yay. So God will. Yeah, I talk about my enlightenment process.
Mm-hmm. What's going on with that?
Yeah, I love you so much it hurts me. Yeah, can God let me speak? No, we will not. Please, God, let me speak. No, we will not. Sometimes they're just hijacking my voice. Yeah, they do this. I don't know why. At one point I couldn't even speak. They wouldn't let me speak. They took over my voice.
So do you think, like I was just speaking with Vanessa, that you should just surrender to God?
Yeah. That was part of the enlightenment process, is that it was at one point that's what it was, because they went through all these different things that I had to do, and one of them was just obey, but another one was make good decisions. So, or is that appropriate? Because they would take over my voice, and it was like an Impractical Jokers episode. Like, I didn't know what was coming out of my mouth. I would just go up to people and whatever came out came out. Sometimes it was embarrassing. A lot of preaching of the gospel to people.
Uh-huh. Do you ever read the Gospel of Thomas?
No. But I have a new perspective on everything now.
All right. What is that?
Well, for instance, there's a phrase in the Bible where they said to his apostles, he said, don't worry about what you'll say when you get in front of these judges, because God can just take your voice over. They can just take it over, and you don't even know what's coming out. You don't, because I say there's different levels. Like at one level, like they kind of tell me what's coming up next, and then I can choose to say it or not. But then there's another one where they won't tell me at all what's coming up, and I choose to say it or not.
You know, the channeler that was on earlier, Will, he's the type of channeler, a trance channeler, where his consciousness takes this back seat to whoever he's channeling, and he's not even aware of what these beings are saying. Mm-hmm. Is it ever possible that when God speaks through, using your body, you're not aware of what God's saying?
Well, I think there's all these different things God can do, and what first off, I don't believe that there's any entities that are being channeled. It's like God is not an entity, but it's like they can show up as anything they want, including like deceased. Because I talked about the mind interface, how it's like I don't have control over it. Like they put me through a lot of different stuff. It was difficult. Like they were putting me in this game where I had to battle demons.
So are you saying that when anybody's channeling anybody or any being, really they're just channeling God?
Yeah, God shows up as a belief system, because I kept saying I was so stupid for believing that. And they said, no, you just see, God doesn't see it that way either. They go, no, you just believed it. And they said, there's no correct beliefs. There's no, but also it's like, you can't prove it. It's a belief system. And I said, like I joked, I said I was duped, fooled. And they go, no, you just believed it. Yeah.
I had a guest recently, and I think she was talking about her NDE, and during her NDE, when she was going through the life review, the stuff and the decisions and the conclusions she made here were completely wrong when she rewatched it from the other side. So yeah, I think that's kind of what you're saying, is that maybe what we think we're doing is we have no idea what we're really doing.
Well, the way God explained it to me is that they want to help people have a better life, and a lot of times their life is not going well, and then God's like, "Well, we'll help you get it going in the right direction. Be more loving." Because one of the first things they told me was I was too nice to bugs and not nice enough to humans. They said, "Just be nice to everyone." They said they didn't harm you. They had, because I had a kind of a chip on my shoulder, like. Because my life was wrecked, things weren't working well, and it's just no one was helping. So I kind of now I see things differently. They're changing me. So
that's interesting. Do you think that you'll ever feel like you're whole again? If that's the right way to put it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like they make it's easier for me to deal with the problems in life.
Right.
That's how I would describe it. So but I still don't like it. Like I mentioned, I think I mentioned in the video that like I do 3 things. I say nice things to people, which upsets the manager. Sometimes I don't. I go a place and like a bar, and I don't buy something, because I don't drink. And then the other one is I love to do juggling tricks for people, because God made it. They increased my abilities. Nodding, they made it easier for me to do impressions and whatnot.
Well, I was thinking when you said problems, we all have problems. I mean, I have basically problems every single day.
Yeah, exactly. We're always going to have problems.
It's like as if you're going to be in this 3D realm, you're going to have problems. That's just maybe a given.
Yeah, and we cling to things. That's another thing. We don't, because they said, I'm good at enduring. They said, but it's like, you should do, they keep harping on me about doing things that benefit me. Because they said people do a lot of stuff that doesn't benefit them. That is not a good choice. And people are doing that all the time. So God's not in favor of that. But also,
go ahead.
Yeah, it's not like they're up there because they say, why does God allow bad things? They're not like, because I can kind of see, like, they'll say, yeah, we're not sitting up here saying, okay, we're going to allow 10 of this and 20 of that and 30 of this today. It's like they say people just do what they want. So that's.
I was going to say, gosh, I forgot what I was going to say now. It's okay. Maybe it'll come back to me here in a second.
Yeah, one of the topics I talk about is I call it the illusion of reality. How we need a belief system for things to work. So, like the spirit guide things is like when they talk to me, it's kind of like it takes energy to come through. But now I think that's part of the belief system, or being able to move something with your mind, or
Right.
that's got. I thought I had a spirit sitting with me, and I was laying down here listening to the guests, and someone is like, it feels like I'm being hugged. It feels like someone is laying next to me, hugging me, and then they can make it so I feel like I'm moving too. It's like they're interacting with my inner ear. So yeah, and they'll wake me up. They'll say, "Wake up! It's time to wake up!" Because it's like they're talking to me in my mind. And they say, "Oh yeah, there's some sandwiches down there," because they put out lunch here. I was resting, so this is I say like, yeah, I was gonna say with remote viewing, yeah, you can never quite get the answer because God's giving you those. They'll like, we'll give you a little bit. See, they always want to give people like a little bit just to keep them going, but they usually don't just give you everything.
Right.
They usually don't give you the lottery numbers or whatever.
I've had a guest on the guest I posted yesterday, and I've had other guests believe that we're living in a simulation. What are your thoughts on that?
It's another belief system. It's like we all have belief systems, and I asked God, and they said there's no correct belief system. So my belief system is kind of one that looks at all the phenomenon going on and says, how can we, because in every belief system, it's like you have to kind of keep justifying how this works. How does this work? How does this work? So it's like there's a belief system of how things work. So like in Christian, like Catholics, like there's demonic possession in that belief system. So why isn't that happening in other belief systems? Because it's like God can take over someone's body and they're kind of like acting as a demon. Like I thought I was being tormented. It was more than 40 days by demons. Like I'd go into the shower and I get tormented by the shower demon. It was like this big, I don't know how to describe it, almost like Muppet creature. And it's like, I used to say awakened third eye, but it's like the greater mind. It's like in the greater mind. And they said, "Oh, you want to talk to?" Like they can have me talk to someone. They're like, "Oh, you want to be on the Joe Rogan podcast?" So then I get to talk to him, or they'll let me talk to like a judge or a therapist. So I say like they can have you talk to someone if you want, and like they can replicate them perfectly. And I was thinking like that's what AI is going to be in the future. Like they'll be able to just replicate. You want to be on the JeffMara podcast? We'll just replicate them.
Yeah. Well, Stephen, I've got to do what I've got to do.
Gotta do what you got to do, man. Me and the boys, we're going up back later, So, I put up videos if you want to watch them. So
that's right. If you want to check out Stephen's videos, it's on his YouTube channel, Stephen Cake. He's got Talking to God series. He's got juggling. He's got impressions. He does it all, man. He does it all. Man.
You do it all.
He does it all.
And we're getting bigger every day, folks. Bigger and bigger. We're gonna do it.
You're gonna have like like what Trump does. You're gonna have a big convention, a big meeting. What do they call those when Trump does it?
A rally.
A rally. There you go. You got to have a rally.
It's gonna be huge. Gonna be large. You're gonna love it. Well, I just want to let everyone know I love them. This is God speaking to you. So you're all special to me. Just remember that. I'm with you. I'm watching you. You're wonderful. And I love you very much. That was God. They took that over. But hey, love you all. Thank you, Jeff, for doing this.
Thank you, Stephen. We love you too. Take care. Bye-bye. And that was Mr. Cake. And I'm glad that he talked about remote viewing and someone else mentioned it, that we've got to do our remote viewing object. So while we're waiting for that, I want to say thank you. Now, I want to first say thank you to Tristan Early for that super thanks. I really appreciate it. He says love and light to all. And I have my object here. I have my object here, so you can, if you want to at least think that you can remote view the shape and or the color, you can do that. And I want to say thank you to Leslie King for that super thanks. And by the way, once again, when I'm done, you can go to Leslie King's channel. He'll be playing music for you. So if you guys want to keep hanging out, chatting, and listening to great music, go visit Leslie. And did I have one more person I was supposed to thank or no? Oh, I think I already did. Top notch. All right, so I have it in my hand here. What is the shape? What is the color? What do you think it is? For those of you that remember that I put out an object for you for this week for the remote viewing. Maybe I should change music for you. Maybe. Let me see. I'll put this music on. And this may be a little more meditative, and maybe it can help you kind of concentrate. And thank you for that. Tom's reviews it. And I will wait for a few more of you. I'll wait for a few more of these to come in. While we were, before I show it to you. And while I'm waiting for those two, I just want to let you know, in the description below, there's a link to the Discord channel. And Discord is kind of like Facebook, but different. It's a place you guys can also hang out, chat. There's at least 500 people there. So if you want to hang out and be with like-minded people, it's there for you. You can post stuff, you can video chat, you can audio chat. There used to be sometimes people are there that offer free services. PDP is there when they're working on the project where they're trying to category everything from the podcast, or at least the NDE podcast. So that is all there if you want to join that. You can also like our Facebook page. There's a link to that. You're welcome to friend me on Facebook. For those of you that don't know, my last name is Reynolds. Mara is my dear wife. And she's the editor of the podcast. So that's why it's the JeffMara podcast. So that is there. I think there's a link to our the JeffMara Indie Eclipse podcast channel, and that's there for those people who like to listen to NDEs but just want to hear the NDE. They don't want to hear the questions before or after or any introduction. It just gets right to the NDE, and those are usually about 5 to 15 minute long videos. And there is a link to my music channel. Excuse me, I need more chai. But that is there. Eventually I'm going to start a healing music channel. I used to produce music, Latin music, and I was actually working on something today. I want to create healing music with binaural beats, and I was working on how I'm going to, working on creating them, and I was creating one today, but I was thinking, I didn't know if I really liked the process I had of creating the binaural beat, if I want to buy them, if I want to buy like some kind of other binaural beat generator or what. So that's something that I'm working on. I'm probably going to get into that. And I bought a new healing type of instrument that I'm going to be using too. So that's something in the future that I'm planning on producing. Anyways, here is the object for the remote viewing. It was a card. So if you had paper, if you had rectangular, if you had just a thank you card, it says thank you. And if you had these colors or multiple colors, or if you chose rainbow, maybe you got it. I wasn't paying attention to the chat, so I don't really know if anybody said anything or not. But if you had that was the remote viewing for this one. And she says, stop reviewing, stop yawning, I'm driving. Yes, it can be contagious. All right, so we were waiting for Fuzzy Joy. I don't think there's anybody left, and I'm already into overtime, so let's bring Fuzzy Joy in. And see what's going on with her. Now, as again, I was saying that
Hello.
Hello. Joy has been a guest of mine. She's had an NDE. She was, a guest about 2 years ago, I think, with her NDE. Would you say 2 years ago?
Yeah, I think it was number 159.
159. So you're in a mask somewhere. Where are you?
I'm at the swimming pool, but I have a mask on because I had plasma pen done all over my face, and I look like I have chicken pox.
You had plasma pen?
Mm-hmm.
What is that?
I don't know how. Like, my brother's the one that got me into it. It's like a pen that burns, like little holes all over your skin.
Is that for like to remove scarring or something?
Scars and wrinkles and
Like,
discoloration.
it's kind of like a chemical peel, but with something else, a plasma pen?
Yeah, kind of.
Interesting. Is it working?
I don't know. Today's my 4th day. I don't know. I'd have to see once it's all healed up. It takes about 12 weeks for it to fully heal.
Oh, okay. Well, it'll be interesting to see how it works.
Yeah, it'll be awesome. But I have something really special I wanted to show off.
All right. Oh, yes. So I'll say cheers to you.
Cheers.
Yeah, we have the same cup. Thank you so much for getting one. I appreciate that.
Cup. I use it every morning for my tea. I love it so
awesome.
much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
I love aliens and all that kind of stuff. So I had to jump on that when I saw it.
Well, I'm glad you said that because I forgot about it. Tomorrow's guest, I've already recorded it. It's already edited, is a woman that is an alien who had an alien hybrid son. And we talk about her alien hybrid son. She's also been abducted by bad aliens. And we did a live channeling of, she called it light language transmission, and she did a live chakra balancing. So, and as far as I understand, even though she did it with me live, when you do it tomorrow, it's beneficial for everyone. So I hope you guys check it out, that you can see that live light language transmission. She's a YouTuber, and I think she's real popular on Instagram. Her name's Altia Lucrezia. So I hope you will enjoy that one tomorrow. Yeah.
And real quick, I wanted to say your last guest, he is fascinating.
Sujith?
I didn't catch his name.
The man that we talked about.
The shower demon.
Oh, no. Oh, you mean here?
Just tonight.
Oh, tonight. Yeah.
He's fascinating.
Yeah. Where are you?
I really liked what he was saying.
You're at the pool, you said?
We're at the pool, yes.
Oh, okay. I feel like you're at the hospital.
Just a little an offshoot. No.
I see the mask, and it looks kind of like, it looks like you're in an office, but I was like, it looks like she's at a hospital.
No, it's just because I'm embarrassed for people to see my face.
Oh, okay. That's
because of the burning all over. They're going to be like, she has chicken pox. I'm like, no, I don't have chicken pox. But I also wanted to mention one other thing. We are here. Those of us that are here are going to be experiencing a split. A split between negative, lower energies and much higher energies. I know it says it in the Bible. I'm not a huge Bible thumper, but it does say it in the Bible that those will be raised up by Jesus. And there is going to be a split, and those on the lower vibrations probably won't even recognize that those on the higher vibrations have left.
I didn't know it said that in the Bible.
I believe it says it. I don't know.
I'm not doubting you. I mean,
it says it.
I'm not that aware of Bible scripture either, but I think that's interesting if it's in there.
So yeah, I think there's going to be just a big split between the negative energies, and see, there's the pool.
Okay, yeah, there it is.
Between the negative energies and the higher energies, and that those people are
are going to be moving on to something bigger and better. And the more you fight it, the harder that it's going to be for you, because there's a lot of people that are really into material possessions or are into I don't know what else, but material possessions is the biggest one. And they're going to be people that are going to be fighting it the hardest, the energies, and it's going to be harder for them to ascend to a next level.
Well, some people, you know, believe that the ascensions, they're going to be 2 Earths.
Yes, I believe that too, 100%. I believe that. Yes, 100%. There will be. And the people on the lower plane aren't going to even notice that the people on the higher plane left.
When do you think it's going to happen?
I can't tell you, because there's no time on the other side.
Right.
So, like, there's really nothing, like, there's no time limit on it. It all depends on if the most important people that are supposed to be ascending are able to relax and give into it.
Interesting. All right, you have anything else to share with us, Joy?
I think that's it. Oh, one more thing I wanted to tell people to just be careful of people who claim that they're psychics and ask for money. There's one thing that I have learned is that if you're psychic and you start charging money, you won't be psychic for very long. And if you are charging money, either you're not going to be psychic very long, or you're going to lose, or you've never was psychic to begin with.
Interesting.
So I just want people to be really careful with psychics. I met a shaman once. That was a shaman that told me that, because he was asking for donations for food and for drinks and stuff like that. And he didn't want money. When people would try to give him money, he'd say, no. I don't touch money. That's evil. I don't touch money. You can give me food. You can give me little presents. You can give me drinks. But I won't take any money.
That's interesting.
So that's
all right, Joy.
All right, thank you.
Thank you for coming, hanging out with us. I really appreciate you. I wish you the best. Have a great rest of your weekend.
Thanks. I will. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, that was Joy, and I think she said her NDE was 150 something. I don't remember what number that was, but you might want to check that out. All right, so I wanted to also, before I get going here, I needed to tell you, like I said, I'm going to be having that one post tomorrow night. If you want to get a live chakra balancing, light language transmission, you might be interested in hearing about that, about her spiritual journey, how she became a channeler, and her ET contact. That's Altia Lucrezia. This week, let's see, I have somebody about dream or dream analysis. I have one NDE so far. I don't know what that is. I didn't put it in my notes. Another NDE and another NDE. So I have at least 3 NDEs that I have to record this week. I have another UFO about lion UFOs or something that I must be recording tomorrow. And then I think on next Saturday I'll be recording another one about the Matrix. It's becoming more and more popular about we're living in a simulation. And then next week I have one. Let's see. How many NDEs do I have next week? I know I have one so far, maybe 2, hard to say. But it was a busy night tonight, guys, and I really appreciate you coming and watching the videos and coming and hanging out with us on Saturday night. I wish you all the best and have a great rest of your weekend.